All right. We got some empty seats. So make sure you tweet, Facebook post, shame your folks coming on back in here. We've got a great rest of the afternoon. So the first part of this afternoon, we were talking a lot about data and how we use this data in industrial IoT. And Ganesh talked a lot about at GE what they're doing in terms of trying to do learning. That was a great intro and segue for this next session, where we're going to have two fantastic speakers come on stage and talk about the myth and the realities behind machine learning, AI. Where are we, and where do we need to get to, and actually in order to realize what is going to come in this multi-trillion-dollar economy. When I introduced her the last time, you knew her as Linda Bernardi, CEO founder of Stratera Partners. Well, what you didn't know is that she was until most recently Chief Innovation Officer at IBM for IoT. So please welcome back to the stage Linda, who will conduct a wonderful session with Danny Lang. So please give a warm welcome for Linda Bernardi.
Hello again. Hello everyone. I'm getting really comfortable being here with everybody. So please join me in welcoming Danny Lang on stage. Danny. Well, if there was a dream session for me, this would be it. As in the next 25 minutes, we go through the myth or reality of AI. When we think about AI, in 1950, Turing created the Turing test, the idea that a machine could think like a human. Something about 67 years later, we're not there. So it's fair to say we have not mastered AI yet. When we think about AI today in the industry, a lot of it is what I call souped-up data science. Data science, algorithm, repeating methodologies to look at data science. And we haven't yet, mastered AI, yet we call it AI. So in this session, we're going to unravel that. But let me start off and ask Danny a little bit about data science versus AI.
Yeah. Data science is really about human understanding of data. And it's really about analyzing, visualizing, interpreting, and then impacting policymaking that way. But what we're seeing with AI is that we sort of take that analyst out of the loop and let the system learn from the interaction with the customer or with a device, a machine, and basically not analyzing any longer for understanding, but basically let the system analyze for optimization.
Excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason I'm very excited to be here is because I'm here with Danny, a dear friend and colleague. But beyond it all, when I think about the mystery of AI and enterprises, I can think of a couple of companies that have done this fairly well. Maybe Amazon, maybe Uber. Well, Danny was, up until recently, before joining Unity, head of machine learning at Uber, prior to that at Amazon, and prior to that at Microsoft. So before we get into Unity, I think you can appreciate his practical perspective about demystifying AI. And so I would like to, if you want to just take us through your journey in Amazon and later on in Uber about what AI was, how you approached it, and how you sort of changed the world really for all of us.
Yeah. AI it's really a paradigm shift. And my objective both at Amazon and Uber was to get machine learning, which is sort of the underlying technology, into every corner of the company. Yeah. So it's not a matter of, say at Amazon, to focus and staff up a really advanced team of PhD and machine learning engineers in one particular area of the company. It's a matter of making that technology available across the organization. So what we did at Amazon was to build a machine learning platform that basically lowered the barrier of entry for all teams at Amazon to use machine learning to improve their business. And we did the same at Uber. It was also a matter of helping the core business of Uber, helping the mapping business, and helping the self-driving car effort by making machine learning broadly and easily available across the org.
Perfect. So if there are people sitting in our audience that aren't familiar with machine learning, and in the next 20 minutes, out as experts. What are the things that you want to share with them when it comes to the truth about machine learning? And then we'll sort of go back to the data science side.
Yeah, yeah. So the core of machine learning is actually on the learning side. It's not hype, it's not an exaggeration, but it's a paradigm shift. And what we have experienced over the last 5 years is this ability to train computers to do things, literally, by presenting them with lots of data, and they detect patterns and repeat those patterns so that when I give them new data, they sort of recognize elements of that from the past and make predictions. Yeah. So it's really a paradigm shift from coding, from programming computers to have generic learning algorithms where you, through examples, and lots of examples, millions and billions of examples, teach the computer what the proper response should be. So we sort of move away from having all-knowing programmers implementing deterministic, complete solutions, which we know will not really succeed, which is what we call bugs and things like that, and move towards a future, which is happening right now, where we basically just train the computers with generic learning algorithms, and it's the data that basically determine what the output is going to be.
So when we think about, when you and I were talking, you made a very good point that this gives an edge to those companies that do it right. I think all of us as Amazon customers and Uber customers know kind of what that is, but can you talk more about that?
Yeah, it's the idea of using machine learning is, as I mentioned before, to take sort of the engineer, the analyst out of the loop. Yeah? And we see that in a number of places. So in Uber, for instance, if you want to improve the pickup experience, so you can have people sitting and looking at maps and basically realize, or read maps and realize that you're not allowed to stop and pick up passengers on Market Street in San Francisco. Yeah, there's like a $200 fine if you do that. Yeah? So you can do it the intelligent way, the human way, but how's that going to scale to every city that you're in? Yeah? So rather, what you do is that you gather all the data in from every pickup. There are millions of them every day in many, many cities. Yeah. So you gather the data, and you basically have the computer learn what makes a good and easy and frictionless pickup. And then you start asking the computer that when someone is requesting a vehicle, say on Market Street, yeah, and you will all see that in the Uber app. When they click on Market Street, the app will say go to the corner, because when people went to that corner, that's where they had a good pickup and a frictionless pickup. And the computer learned that over time, and now it's paying back and making that recommendation to people.